wasn't a whole lot. I didn't think it was a whole lot. Then I started reading about the paper. I said, did I miss something? Did something else happen? So who knows? I mean, it was a great story. They talked about it all week. And
well, y'all shut the fuck up talking about the football game.
Riley Dixon, rookie out of Syracuse.
Oh. I should do this shit this morning. Hey, you want a fruit roll up? What the fuck? I don't need no goddamn fruit roll ups. Let you hand me some liverwurst and some spam too. Damn.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Eagles and the Philadelphia Eagles. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. Anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. One snap on first down. Now they go straight. It's complete. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards. And now it's second down.
What the fuck is the jump button here?
Now Wentz throwing on second down.
No pressure, fellas. None.
Well, this time of year, there's plenty to be festive about. Like what? You smell like nothing. Like the Hyundai Holiday Sales Event. It's your last chance of the year to save big on every new Hyundai.
Oh, I'm feeling more festive already.
Wait, did you say save big? Yep. I can hear holiday music now. Oh, no, that's just my ringtone.
Better is the reason to buy Hyundai. This is just one of the reasons to buy now. Get up to $2,500 off the new Sonata during Hyundai holidays.
That was a rookie mistake made by the rookie quarterback.
Wednesday, January 4th. It's time to answer.
Okay, look at this. Nowhere to be found on the sideline. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive.
Survive when Blind Spot returns. Wednesday, January 4th on NBC.
Right side.
Are you serious? That makes no sense.
New Celebrity Apprentice with the baddest boss in town, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's joined by celebrities including former NFL stars Ricky Williams and Eric Dickerson. Celebrity Apprentice premiering Monday, January the 2nd, right here on NBC. Starts to rain again. Off and on. Last hour or so, the 19-yard line. This drive starts.
Oh, damn.
Denver defense.
Beat up all these goddamn pigeons. I'm gonna beat up all these pigeons. These so-called eagles. Goddamn bus shitters.
Defense, the one and only Wade Phillips.
I'm gonna hit this motherfucker so hard. Oh shit. No, you don't.
It just doesn't matter who it is that they have on him. You end up out here one-on-one against Travis Kelce, and they are going to take it. That time, the other
You got somebody who wants to go for it all the time.
They tried Justin Simmons. They have tried every different way, but when he gets one-on-one matchups,
He want to go for it all. Hey, I'll take that pick.
Travis Kelce. They don't give him the first down, about a half-yard shy. They come up.
You're ready to tear this over. That really looked like Doug Peterson too. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
well, it has been the quick pass game of Alex Smith that makes this offense work. The fastest in the NFL. You can barely catch the ball at 2.25 seconds, but that's what Alex Smith does. And here are the numbers on the left-hand side. You can nonetheless, a much better quarterback than he is when he holds it longer. So that's the style they play with Alex Smith.
That information coming because the headquarters for Pro Football Podcast.
He's fast. Oh, shit.
There he is. He fast as shit, yo. Yo, he on my bench.
Oh!
I got the nigga on the bench, yo.
Oh, Miami.
Yeah, he fast as shit.
Damn, that nigga came around that end like, look, I'm here.
I slept on board during the Raiders game and shit.
I'm here for business.
This is an emotional team. Let's face it, it's hard to say, but the Oakland Raiders and the Derek Carr injury, they think they are going to win this division.
Touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are going to take it.
Oh, Mr. Miller. Denver don't want to go in the playoffs. They want to get at Miami. Coach Gates gonna be able to walk in any goddamn restaurant in Miami. We ain't been in the playoffs since 08. That's damn near 10 years. That nigga ribeye. Send him over to Shula Steakhouse.
I was about to say, you about to run the shoes, right?
Another pick. Come on, dude. Come on, man. I'm out here waiting on this shit, nigga.
Don't have to pay a lot to get a lot. At Cricket Wireless, plans now start at $30 a month.
You gonna keep that single coverage over there?
We have more 4G LTE coverage than T-Mobile or Sprint. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Ah! Fuck, he didn't jump. Why didn't he jump? I'm playing some little kid that just got this shit for Christmas. Oh shit, I didn't see that the last second. Still ain't good.
And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. And that's their second chance timeout here this first quarter. They're down to one remaining.
I'm Dustin Colquitt. This is my wife, Christia. My son, Brinkley, Colston, Hartley, Kinsler, Cannon. And we're wishing Chiefs Kingdom and NFL fans around the world
Come on! Hit this nigga's leg!
The kicking Colquitt family. Dad with a couple of Super Bowl rings when he kicked for the Steelers in the late 70s.
Keep playing like this, they may give one for him, too.
It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. And the D-line pushing together, must be expecting the run. Santos to kick him off.
Oh! Uh-oh. They still got some fight in it.
You know, you're down by 14, you're not scoring. They have 13 points in the last couple of games. If you're the Denver Broncos right now, what are you trying to do?
Well, the Denver Broncos, first of all, are probably looking over at their defense and saying, saying, hey, where are you guys right now? So it works both ways, but that kickoff return was big. Now they need to put something together. They moved the ball here a little bit. But Trevor Siemian, remember the big day he had against this defense. They're fully capable. These outside receivers are their best players.
And his best day of the season. And then overtime loss, and now left side goes to Monday.
You know, we hit on it just a little bit. Derek Johnson being out at the middle linebacker for Kansas City, a huge deal on that side of the ball. Now they've got Terrence Smith in there, a guy that had 0 defensive snaps. So that running game that way has got to be part of the equation for the Broncos tonight.
So we'll hear from Tony Correnti for the first time tonight. It's always a good thing when it's 10 minutes and 25 seconds into the game. You haven't heard from the ref yet.
False start. Offense. Pull up guard. Turnover remains. Second down.
But good news for Max Garcia.
It's always a good thing to hear from Tony Correnti, no matter what. One of the better officials out here working with his crew on Christmas night.
It's Christmas. How do you feel like this? Kiss my ass, motherfucker.
Can't miss that one. You know, this is an offense that doesn't have that much leeway.
My ass.
Trying to look
Motherfucker.
right, but can't miss that one. Now, the big playmaker in that first game was Emmanuel Sanders. We haven't heard from him at all. So number 10 coming down here to the bottom of the screen is a guy that did a tremendous game. And so far,
Well, this dude don't know how to play, man.
Playing a child.
Yep.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is fourth down. One receiver left, 3 to the right. They'll go for it. It's Lance.
I wish I would have let you run. Come on! There's 3 fucking people over there. Fuck.
just done a tremendous job. If he keeps playing the way that he is, this defense is different with him in there.
Caught up on the fucking block.
Can't wait now. They see Allen standing back at the 15. Goes to the back. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy.
This stuff gets me excited now. Anytime you're talking about
I'm so
receiving
excited.
tight end, I told you in the opening, great moves. Here you see a little bit of that. But what has made the difference here in the first half is blocking. Watch what Kelsey is doing. Here he is.
He just scored 35.
Here he is on the outside, going to get the edge. Allow Alex Smith to go in for the touchdown. And then on the long touchdown, takes care of business on the outside against Darian Stewart and gets Tyreek Hill in the end zone. So
Tyreek Hill on the
Travis
bench. He
Kelsey
got
was
18
upset
points on the
last week.
bench.
He's come back and said, I'm ready to play this week.
18 points on Rush TV. Unbelievable. Lamar Miller got
his first carry of the night, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, so you go a little non-traditional now, and you start bringing Von Miller inside. He is the most exciting player on their defense. To some extent, you want to play a disciplined defense over there, but when you got a guy like that now, you got to say, Von, go get us one.
I can't fucking get by him. Like, he won't fucking, like, shift over. He just goes forward. This shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, stop doing that shit.
Right. Third down and 9 for KC.
Now there's Derek Wolfe over there making a play. Let's give him a little credit coming off a neck injury. Was sick with the flu all week. A lot of people thought he wouldn't play. Now he's out here in this pouring rainstorm trying to keep it together, but he is their best run defender of those interior 3.
Third and long. Rousey's still in the game, and they love that. And a slot to the right side. Tight face in the air. 1 o'clock and 2. Corey Nelson put the pressure on that forced Smith to throw short. The ball is picked off and run all the way back deep into Kansas City territory.
Like Pittsburgh, you just got to create a little chaos here. There's Corey Nelson. Going to loop around that way. They'll cross inside, and he just comes completely free, even in 2.5 seconds. All Alex Smith did there was catch it and throw it, and it wasn't enough. Tremendous play by the young rookie on the back end who has a bright future this Justin Simmons.
Rookie out of Boston College. He was their third-round draft choice.
Come on, man. Pick the goddamn play, man.
First half of the ball was a 38-yard
This game on.
interception return.
They're losing the goddamn rookie.
Is the back. The fake at the end. Simeon slides on first down. Demarius Thomas. Happy birthday, Christmas baby, Demarius Thomas. Number 23 today.
Excellent player, and there's Alex Smith. You know, they jumped out to what, that 14-0 lead a week ago, and then it sort of crumbled underneath them. And for Denver, they're hoping that's the beginning of it again.
See history repeat.
Alright, see, I know what you're doing, man.
Conference here, Tony Correcti will tell us.
Offside. Defense. Number 55.
That is fun.
This penalty has been declined, and the result of the play was a touchdown.
So the interception, the first and goal, and then into the end zone. They go to
the ball.
Just so hard for these offensive players, Michael Schofield, to get around the edge. This time Schofield does a great job and just drives out Ramik Wilson for the easy touchdown. Nicely done up front.
Give me that ball, just 19.
Quiet. This as usual capacity throng at Arrowhead
I know you're
Stadium.
looking for that perfect play.
Brandon McManus gets ready to kick the point after. These days doesn't want to be trauma with any point after, especially in wet conditions. Put it down. Banks it through. So it's 14 first and then Kansas City. And we'll be back in 30 seconds.
The holidays should bring joy. So why are you still putting up with complicated cashback cards? Some cards limit where you earn bonus cashback to places they choose.
How much
Then
money
they
you get from
change
these
those
cards?
places every few months. Quicksilver keeps
I
it
know where
simple.
you want to go. And that's where I want to
You
put you
always earn unlimited points and cashback on
I
every
know where you want to go, soldier.
Tis the season for simple. What's in your wallet?
Nothing.
So, Carter, you thought your fantasy season was over?
I did.
No, it's not. Sign up free. You can win a trip to Super Bowl 52. You're going to be there anyway.
Absolutely.
Both Oakland, Minnesota next year. Join today at NFL.com. Playoff challenge. You know it's never too late.
Never to. You know who actually did beat me last night in the playoffs? My fantasy league. Warren Sapp. He didn't just beat me. He beat me. It was not good. So there you go.
And what's your surprise? Never mind. We'll let the IRS listen again.
Yeah.
I hear you. Falling for the mullet off the tape. It was supposed to really be extremely windy. It was a front that came through. It's coming through. Whenever this line put in thunderstorms, it was almost like Kansas City was getting kind of weather you get in April on Christmas Day. Temperature in the mid-60s today. Thunderstorms predicted. Haven't happened yet. Obviously, off and on rain. And now they're going to will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something? You're thinking about jump-starting your team. Right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here. Wade Phillips through the years so much fun with this guy. Take a look at since 2015 he took over. First in every category.
And he makes outside linebackers great. I still think, to some extent, DeMarcus Ware came here because he just, he was with him in Dallas, and he made him into one of the great
This motherfucker was, he out of time. Sorry, sir, you're out of time. Oh, I get the ball back, too. I get the ball back.
Dan Reeves era and the Mike Shanahan era. Wade Phillips was the head coach for 2 years of the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, he is. And, he couldn't find a job for a little while. Remember that one year he sat out? And I think he was in disbelief that nobody wanted him to be the coordinator. So when he did come back in and get a job, it's a little chip on his
Don't
shoulder.
even touch that. Let that shit go. Oh, shit.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And here's out of bounds here on the return. Second down and 6. Comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend.
Bye-bye.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects.
Bye-bye. Touchdown.
You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game. The adjustment to the adjustment. Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a bird. I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. These short ones still have their value. You can still set up to play action and throw the football. You control the clock because when you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. That was Tannehill off the bootleg.
That's really the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they're making big plays left and right here. And they're star players.
Sometimes you got to take things in your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
21-7.
Extra point is good. Here's Matt Garr now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. 21-7 back in a half minute. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Sproles the return. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Eagles take possession. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end. Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? You can't tell me. That's exactly what they're training up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well. Here, 14 years. Philadelphia, a lot of people thought he was just going to take a year off, rest or whatever. He said, no way. Couldn't wait to get back into coaching. Had to be the right situation. Comes to Kansas City, solid, steady ownership. The Hunt family has owned this team since its inception as the Dallas Texans in 1960. And Andy has taken the team to the playoffs. They've already clinched a spot this year. And as I mentioned at the top, this team hasn't been to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons in 21 years. As you look at the president of the team, Clark Hunt.
Get together here from the bloodlines in that family, huh?
Boy, I'll say. Without Lamar Hunt, I don't think there is an American football. They're getting up near the 35, right to 34 here.
And this is zone defense. You know you got a drag route on as a
Andy against the AFC West in the 4 years since he has been
let your
here.
guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Against the division, 7-1 one against the Raiders. 5-2 against the Chargers. But 2-5 against the Broncos. The Broncos have actually won 5 consecutive
So many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys,
These blocks, offensive linemen, tight ends, and wide receivers down the field have been absolutely perfect. Just that prior play alone was run to perfection.
precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL. Maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball. And I think we saw a college route in the NFL.
Oh, I thought I picked that up.
We saw a stop on the dead zone and find the first down, and that's what he just did. If you're a selfish player and you're
Now,
throwing
the
the ball,
difference
you're
is
cool with the
tonight the
completion.
Kansas City Chiefs
Maybe not
corners
the
are
full
playing the way the Denver Broncos corners have played all season long. Terrence Mitchell on the outside is making a difference over there, and when the quarterback simply does not have anybody open, eventually that pass rush is going to get there. That was a coverage
They got the
sack.
nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Screen pass to Sproles. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets over the yard, and it's forced. The guy with the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Here we go on 4th down, McClellan.
He's happy with the scoreboard
Oh,
right
I'm
now.
about to say.
It is Mitchell. And then is the goal.
That was the contact on the double move. It's always the hard thing. The only real thing you can say about Terrence Mitchell so far, a few penalties along the way, but the coverage good. The coverage is good. He doesn't need that.
First down from the 20
Trying to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
You can take that for sure.
Look at what you called me for.
Quarterback number 24, Wilson. And then is going to take us into the second stanza. They won a quarter in Kansas City. The Chiefs lead the Broncos 21-7 as Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages.
This is for everyone. Are you ready? We'll take 16 million tickets, 50,000 phone pads, 2 million of those, and 1 million with machines.
Hot dog, hot dog. What do you want? Hot dog.
3 million hot dogs and goosebumps. You'll need millions of goosebumps. 1 million pre-game rituals.
Are you done?
What else do we need? Jerseys. We'll take all of them. And one almost perfect plan. Click, tap, bid, or swipe. Tuesday's official payment partner of the NFL.
Here's Matt Jordan as he's on to punt for Miami. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
The magic word is please.
Coming out, he's going to get ready. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond. Yeah, they got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they?
Here at T-Mobile, the holidays are on us. For a limited time only, buy a new Samsung Galaxy S7 and get one free. Plus, get unlimited everything with T-Mobile One. Hurry to T-Mobile and get your holidays on us.
Yeah, that's loosen up things a little bit, Walter. Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's Rubens behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. On 1st down, Wentz. Now they set up the screen. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. When you run a screen pass really well, you gotta like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen that are taking people out, the back flipping out there, catching the football, but all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup. That pass was incomplete. They made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they know to change accordingly.
Brought to you by Geico. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle DeBoyes. Season's greetings to you all on this Christmas night. 2-touchdown lead for Kansas City. And we start here with a second down and 7 of his Simeon. Running it on the short end.
Just like they did in practice.
What are you doing?
First down. So it's the AFC final picture.
That was a perfect pick. This game.
We'll explain in a second. Pittsburgh won today. They clinched this one. Houston has clinched the South. And Tacoma, Casey, and Miami would be the wild card teams. Denver is still alive, but just barely.
Barely earned after the first quarter of this game.
And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. So incomplete on first, let's see what second down happens for.
40-yard line, they're going to run a flea flipper here.
Once again, here on second and 10. They're leading the pressure right.
Way downfield, the quick one deep. Was well covered. Jordan Taylor was the intended receiver. Simeon had to throw shorter than longer incomplete.
Watch these defensive backs. They weren't fooled at all. They're backing up. Hey, when they see run, keep going. Once they saw Emmanuel Sanders coming down the field, they said, we're not running up to try and play this. Our guys are doing pretty well against the run anyway. So make a play. Here's Mitchell.
Second down. And the Dolphins are going to get a first down. 5 on his first
so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy in the mirror and then you see the end result there. Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
So for
Not only
Denver
does he catch it, they picks up additional yardage after
what they would have to do is win tonight. Go home and beat Buffalo next week. New England would have to beat Miami, and Kansas City would have to go to San Diego and beat them. And right now, their first order of business is overcoming a 21-7 deficit. There's John Elway, so you're looking at the reigning champions who might be out. And of course, the other champion of the other conference, Carolina, is already out.
Now it's Tannehill.
Third down and 9. Simeon is chased down. Flag is thrown.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part,
by Sanders,
catching the football, right, whether you're catching with your hands or cradling it,
comes together
in this particular case. In this case, the feet doing a little toe-tap to stay in bounds.
This is what it normally amounts to.
Great job by our crew on the pin the shot. Lovely to see the grass or the field turf.
Offense number 79.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here. Second and 7.
Michael Schofield.
That was Top Ali sort of making his break, coming through right there. And there's the hold on Michael Schofield. They are going to play Billy Turner some in there, number 70 in that guard position, because they are obviously concerned about what happened to him last time when Chris Jones got the better of Schofield.
So instead of what would have been a first down, you got a third and 19. Have to get to the 50-yard line to convert.
Oh, yeah.
Traffic in this one.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will actually break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it in the end zone, a big-time drop. So a big one there is that gives them a little cushion. And you know, here in the fourth quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock, they put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
Remember, it was Philip Gaines who really took the brunt of a lot of those deep balls. He's not in, Terrence Mitchell in. This is a much better secondary tonight than we saw that night.
So they have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit.
Out of bounds at about the 20, and we check in with Michelle.
Well, Al, it is the giving season, and Von Miller gifted every player in the AFC West with custom bottles of wine and a card reading, "Appreciate those who have helped you get this far and start working toward your next childhood dream. Thank you for helping to make our great game great." Now, Alex Smith told us he thought the gift was pretty cool, saying, "I've taken enough licks from him that I could use a bottle."
Well, do you think he had a wine taster?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Getting a bottle of wine from Von Miller and playing it for the other team?
Damn, we love it.
from the gun. Section now begins to break down a little bit. The pass is caught for a 9-yard gain by Travis Kelce. So Smith has completed 5 passes tonight.
Wow.
Kelce again here.
On the outside, Eric Fisher is just trying to hang on sometimes against DeMarcus Ware, and that's what you have to do. Because you have a quarterback that's going to get the ball out of his hands quickly, it's okay with that kind of a block. And now the other thing you've got to say is T.J. Ward not being in here tonight is making a difference. They are wearing him out with Travis Kelce.
Ward, among other things, would not only cover him, but leads the team by a lot of tackles. Smith fakes, throws, caught, first down, and a lot more down the sideline goes Spencer Ware. They're going to roll him out at about the 49-yard line.
Al, that's one of the better 10-yard throws I've seen in a while. DeMarcus Ware smells this one out the entire way, and he is going to turn and just peel back here, and you go, okay, there's nowhere to throw the ball. But Alex Smith just sort of throws the lollipop over the top and comes up with a big play. Nicely done that time by Alex Smith.
First pass caught by somebody not named Kelce tonight. And he steps right out of bounds at that spot, so they put it at the 49 on first down. And they hand it off here to Spencer Ware going through the middle. So for years, you had Jamal Charles as your primary running back, and he'd been injured, and he was hurt this year, and he came back and he played 3 games, so they had to find somebody else to carry the load. It turns out to be the third-year guy who was signed as a free agent out of LSU, and he's done a nice job. He's closing in, as we mentioned before. He'll be close to 1,000 yards this season.
High school quarterback and a good one. Ran a lot of option, can throw the football, and sort of became a man, as he put it, running the ball down at LSU. Had to learn that running back position.
That's 895 yards running down the season. And that pass is caught and taken out of bounds is Harris. And they're going to rule it to a completion and then out of bounds. Lost it.
Early on the field is a completed pass, the fumble out of bounds.
It's a good play here by Todd Davis to punch this thing out. Let's see, did he have control, have it tucked away? Yeah, I think you've got to say he was turning the corner. Although I'm never quite sure.
These days?
No, never quite sure. Not going to fight it.
Challengeable if Kubiak wanted to go in that direction, but he doesn't. And it's third down and 2 from the 43-yard line. And in the middle, that pass is caught, and he goes right back to Demetrius Harris, who'll be the number 2 tight end, first down Kansas City, third-year guy out of Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Anytime you rush 5 guys, what does that mean now? It means man-to-man coverage. They're spread out. Alex Smith is just going to catch it and throw it to the first guy that he sees open. So now what does that do to Lee Phillips? It makes you more inclined to not bring pressure, right? It leaves some people in the middle. Maybe they pick up those crossing routes. That can be a frustrating style of offense, especially when you're playing against a team with the lead.
9.5 minutes left in the half.
Between the Miami Dolphins and the Oakland Raiders. Got to be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Intentional grounding. Quarterback was outside the pocket.
Pick up the flag, it'll be second down.
So the D-line,
You know what's interesting is that Alex Smith, he was one of the best running quarterbacks in all of football.
Automatic first down.
The other penalty was for holding on Todd Davis first down.
Let's take a look at this. Here's Davis right here. But if he's got all of Travis Kelce, I'd say okay. I say okay. It's a good idea. Nobody's been able to cover him, so that's one way to take him out. And they really missed the coverage ability of Brandon Marshall. Todd Davis, excellent against the run. Corey Nelson, excellent against the pass. Brandon Marshall, excellent against both.
Marshall forward. Obviously, key guys. And this is first really errant throw by intended for Ware. He's completed 8 of 10. 148 yards to this point.
Yeah, and the one thing about Spencer Ware, there's Brandon Marshall over there on the outside. And that injury of his, the hamstring. They would love to have him back in there. Of course, that was Andy Trevathan no longer there. Brandon Marshall, they were such great partners on the inside. But when you win a world championship, we've seen it before, right? You get paid by somebody, and sometimes they break up the band.
Second down, 10. Intended for Tyrese Hill. Those boys throw a crowd. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And the Dolphins are going to take a first quarter lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there what they call a shot clock. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
It's fielded a few yards into the end zone. Last year that would have been enough game of 5 on the return. This year,
3-by-1 set with the tight end, one-on-one at the top of the screen. Travis Kelce.
That's 122-yard line. Chris Conley was his first grab of
now a first carry from Latavius Murray. And this first play will go back to the 25, but that's going to be it. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Offensive starters now. Charles, what about Latavius Murray?
You know how you and I talk about players under the radar sometimes? Latavius Murray definitely qualifies as one of those players.
And then I think you start to say, man, who's going to come from somewhere else next year, right? So they've got all these options. Paxton Lynch comes in as the rookie. Trevor Siemian, he's been pretty good. But John Elway usually isn't into pretty good anything.
No. You can say a lot of things about the great player Kiko Alonso, but the number one thing you will say, he will hit you.
From the bench here, Santos Street. 49-yard field goal attempt.
The big tight end, Clark Walker, the intended target. That brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
They do go for it. It's Carr. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Good block by Kiko Alonso. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And their recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looks pretty good. So they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their...
No, what the hell? Wrong damn button.
A great lead, and it's picked off. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally get the touchdown. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run your offense at all.
Still want to attack, but see how they attack them here.
And what they have. You can stop staring. The answer to ordering is here. Introducing the new $1 double stack tacos. Spicy sweet, nacho crunch, and cool habanero. It has everything you got with everything they got. $1 double stack tacos. 2 flavors stacked together in one taco.
It's that time of year again, when you realize you still didn't get quite what you wanted. That's why Verizon has the best deals of the year on the best network. Like a free smartphone when you add a line or switch. No trade-in required. Choose from the Samsung Galaxy J3, the LG K8, or Stylo, or the Moto Z Play, all free. And as if you needed another reason, switch to Verizon now and get up to $650 to cover your costs. There's still time to get exactly what you want at Verizon.
And cuts towards the middle of the field, and now what he's trying to do
Sunday Night Football being brought to you by GE. Reimagine a better world and make it real. By Macy's. By the 2017 Kia Sorento or Kia.com. And by Budweiser. This Bud's for you and Merry Christmas. The men and women of Barstool go around the country, crisscrossing back and forth for 4 months. They are spectacular. A fun time to be away from their families on Christmas Day. Putting a fine pedal. Season's greetings from Mark Root to everybody at home. Semi-Rose caught. That's a
in the first meeting, it was all sort of passing to the left side. Look at those quarterback ratings over there. 9 yards and less, over 100, 10 to 19, and 109. Deep down the field, even better. A perfect quarterback rating. And so far tonight, it has been Steven Nelson over here on regular down and distance. Number 20. He's done a great job on Emmanuel Sanders tonight. And then when they get into the nickel situations, Terrence Mitchell has been that third ace in the hole.
45 now, play action. Tom sets up a screen. That's Booker is able to escape, protect on the backfield, and take the ball to the Kansas City 34-yard line. Devontae Booker. First down, halfway through the quarter, 21-yard game.
Watch Matt Paradis, the center, just stay on his guy. He is one of the more athletic centers in football. That is such a hard block to make. And he is 10 yards down the field, still maintaining contact. And the Denver Broncos needed that play right there. Paradis barely practices anymore. He's got such bad hips. When he comes out in the game, one of the absolute best.
Booker, the third leading receiver, back to the two stud wideouts. As Simeon throws to one of those studs, he's double covered. That's Emmanuel Sanders. Incomplete. D. Ford with the pressure on. That time before the throw, second down and 10.
You know, you have seen, I think, a little bit of an evolution in the way that Marcus Peters plays. You know, he's one of those big risk takers. He gets a lot of interceptions. But I've also seen a little more patience out of him now. He gave up a lot of big plays. He made a lot of big plays. But there is the ace on this defensive backfield. He's the one most teams try to avoid.
Make the Pro Bowl his first 2 seasons in the NFL. Simeon fires over the middle, and it's almost picked off. Ron Parker, the safety, really good. It might be good to move on. Third down and 10.
Ron Parker with a spectacular interception a week ago, and he read the eyes all the way. Watch him jump right in front, and almost had that one from Demarius Thomas. This is an aggressive defensive backfield right now. We haven't even talked about Eric Berry, and there's a guy that probably in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
And about as good a Christmas story. 2 years ago, he's fighting lymphoma and was going to the Pro Bowl. Third and 10. Simeon fires, incomplete. Ironman, the tight end, was covered the outside by Sorensen. So it's 4th and 10.
Al, I'm no coach, but I'm just going to give you my opinion to this, okay? I think that Denver and Gary Kubiak, who stays with the run better than anybody, can still stay with the run. This game is within reach. Because of some of the mixing and matching they're doing at the linebacker position, it's not a game that you have to go drop back with a young quarterback like Trevor Simeon already.
Well, it's 4th and 10. He's coming out for 52 yards. Field goal attempt. Where's the downside is, if he misses it, KC gets the ball near midfield, but McManus, one of the best in the league, bangs it through.
I know people want to find a way to knock them out of this deal.
21 to 10.
And with that press out and Ezekiel is giving them, I think the rest of the team is feeding off of it. One team I didn't mention, maybe they can make some noise for you. I would say Green Bay, because they still have a chance to win the NFC North and a showdown possibly with Detroit in the final week of the season. Running one play, deep for Cooper. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead it brings up a 4th down.
You mean
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball
every
play.
day, more of our dogs are feeling free and looking their best because more pet parents are turning to grain-free diets. They're free from everything that might have held them back. That's why there's grain-free Blue Freedom, made with the finest natural ingredients. Blue Freedom has no grains, no glutens. And for some dogs, there's no better diet. Set your dog free with Blue Freedom.
Here's something to get stuck on this holiday season. Switch to Cricket Wireless and get the Samsung Galaxy M2 for free. Plus, plans now start at $30 a month. Just a little holiday cheer from the Marrier carrier. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about. It's Macy's One Day Sale Monday, stores open Saturday. With amazing deals in the day store wide. Save on half carrot total set 65% off. And our entire stock of mattress pads and pillows now 60% off. Macy's Monday sale, 4 to 7 a.m. Monday. Don't miss it.
Who's the genius? Who puts a girl in heels on a subway bench? Monroe, eat a Snickers. Why? You get a little cranky when you're hungry. Better? Thanks, man.
And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touching on a finger on him until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gate. No one dares you outline. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there.
And throw right side complete to Parker. And he will lose yardage here back at the 20.
Well, next Sunday, the National Hockey League has been around for 100 years. The Centennial Classic coming up. And then the Winter Classic next Monday. The second is Blackhawks and the Blues meeting outdoors at Busch Stadium.
We'll come back to Oakland after this.
Bob Costas will be there hosting it. Mike Emmerich and the gang to call it. Chicago and St. Louis comes back here. Kansas City. They'll take it to 25. So look at Hill this season. 6 receiving touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 21 tonight. 1 punt return, 1 kickoff return that came in the game against Denver. And that's pretty good company. Bobby Mitchell back at 50 with the Skins. Gil Sears at 65. The other rookies to accomplish that in a single season.
Oh! No!
Guys like that, you've done something pretty special.
You know, and they clocked him earlier this year going 22 miles an hour. That's pretty remarkable.
This game on went for them. Mitchell went to the Redskins eventually. He was with the Browns at that particular point. And Wolf going back to the locker room back after this.
Okay, let me explain. This is your tax return. Okay. Now, there are many right ways to fill out this tax return. The IRS will tip them all. One of them gets your plus money back. Isn't that the one you want?
That's the one I want.
Touchdown. Just get your taxes done, Amy. Your taxes are what?
Pick up and leads to a new set of downs. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now Carr, and caught free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Gentlemen, I think the NFL in recent years made an absolute brilliant tactical decision, and that's to move a lot of the divisional games to the end of the year in hopes that it would mean something. And, remember at that time it was, hey, we don't want people to rest players down the stretch. But I think this worked brilliantly because we've got some big-time games potentially showing up here at the end of 2016.
Intrigue in some big games. Intrigue also, though, because even if you've got two teams that maybe are having bad seasons, they're usually rivals, and that helps at the game.
It certainly does. Helps in a lot of ways. Even if you're not playing for a car, as you said, if you're a rival, it still gets the interest of the fans.
Now, everything here, we're going to get a timeout by the offense.
Now least the 2017 C300 for 389 pitch for Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Entering the gates of hell, where there's no Wi-Fi and no shows. AKA Grandma's.
On first down.
Really?
Come on, fellas.
That's complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves its sticks.
They gave up the completion there, but this is a zone defense.
Hey, come check this out.
Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Watch every episode now on the NBC App on demand.
And that play simply
If
dropped
you
it.
didn't catch an all-new This Is Us on Tuesday, January 10th on NBC.
Back to the air on second down. It's Carr.
There's a sight that we always hate.
Come on!
Webster's been a special teams maven for the Denver Broncos. Took a shot here. Here's what happened.
Well, and you're going to get the hit right there. Linebacker Terrence Smith, and Webster just never saw it coming. And if you've never chased kicks before, you understand that the one you never see is the most frightening, and there's some of his mates over there.
Back to Casey in 30 seconds.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And the ball back way out. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it and we'll see these two teams go to the locker.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. You decide the ball. Just go ahead and finish it.
Not everyone can be an all-pro like Jason Witten, but anyone could save money with Geico.
It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Well, that's a much happier sight. Before we went to commercials, they were taking them off in his car, and they were able to set him up and then stand him up.
Now hold everything here. They're going to get a timeout by the offense.
They leveled him right
So
there.
that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
One came on Webster, so Broncos have a war of attrition. Ward and Marshall are already out. We saw Wolf going back to the locker room.
Oh, come on.
Webster, the defensive back, but really earns his money on special teams. At least they're able to set him up and ride him back to the locker room.
And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Well, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything like that?
You're right. Never saw it coming right through some edges.
Those things what happens. And, you know, and just saying, defensive Terrence Smith, you're sort of trained to line them up down the middle because they make moves, and you got to start down the middle, and if the guy never sees you, sometimes you get those kinds of shots. And I'm sure that Terrence Smith probably feels worse than anybody out here, but this Kansas City crowd, they're great football fans. They cheered the minute they set him up a little bit when he stood up, and they get it. They get it.
First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides
check
feel
on
pretty
the
good about what their
conditioner
offenses
show
are
for
doing.
and
Gotta
update the
wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark.
And with
maybe slow
6:38,
down the other
begins to
side.
rain again. It's been raining off and on, front right through, but it hasn't been nearly as windy as they had predicted. 21 to 10 Kansas City.
But overall, you like what you're doing, Paul Shannon.
And they start from the 25-yard line.
Try it again on second down.
Tyreek Hill in the backfield. Spinning and darting.
I know that interception was
5 yards up to the 30-yard line, taken down by the outside linebacker, Shane Ray.
Yeah, same exact play that they scored on earlier. Tyreek Hill going to get all the way home, and this time it was Chris Harris who came up and basically took out the tight end, Travis Kelce, and didn't allow that one to get out around the edge in the same way.
Hill has run for 100 yards tonight. Of course, he had 70 on the one run. Kansas City already 300 yards of total offense.
In this case, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Make the catch.
A good return there.
Von Miller put the pressure on back-to-back games, and only rookies with 60-yard or more TD runs in consecutive games. You go to Lenny Moore, the great Baltimore Colt, he did it back in 1956.
I was talking to offensive coordinator Brad Childress, and I said, it just seems like you guys could get the ball to Tyreek Hill a little bit more. He said, Chris, trust me, in this game, you're going to see him with the ball in his hands a whole lot. Don't worry about it.
Third and 5. So we're just thinking, Chris, you know, last time that the Denver Broncos gave up more than 300 yards in a half? I mean, this is the number 2 defense in the league.
Why am I throwing that thing?
1981, they were playing the Bengals. You scored a touchdown.
It's crazy stuff, and I'm doing it.
So I brought it up.
Deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
One of the guys that I think has really played so much better this season is Shane Ray. He's at 7 sacks on the season. And like Von Miller, he's a guy, watch him just kind of work his way through this traffic over here. But I'm sure working alongside Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, some of these great outside linebackers, has really helped his game. Really made a difference in the last few weeks.
They read through it. They got no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. It's a good deal.
Motion outside fake it there. Give it to Spencer Ware. And that sets up a third down and short.
I'll tell you the other storyline that we have to talk about a little bit in this game, Al, is the play of the offensive lineman. I mean, it really was the pressure and the sacks on Alex Smith in that first game that made such a huge difference in this one. And so far, Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz and a little help from the tight ends out there, they have done a pretty good job. Alex Smith getting the ball out of his hands.
That kept Smith clean. Keep it on the third and 3. You never know it. Where to the outside. The flag is drawn. First down. We'll come back. This is going to be an offensive holding call.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's John Reed, who they had brought in as a sixth lineman on that play.
Yeah, the extra offensive lineman is going to try and get it out here. Get his hands on Von Miller. Unfortunately, he didn't get his hands on Von Miller.
Pretty sure on the call, they've got Sylvester Williams, who is the injured Bronco, as we said. Linus Ward, Marshall, and Wolf.
Yeah, no
Webster already.
And no Malik Jackson, of course, in free agency. And, you know, this was a pretty defense a season ago. And you take some of those guys out of the mix. Malik Jackson and Derek Wolf together were tremendous. And, of course, Sylvester Williams. And then you lose one of your linebackers to free agency. And then Brandon Marshall ends up hurting his hamstring. So you're at that more of attrition time of year. Where a lot of times it's how many healthy bodies you have left.
Some odd numbers on this Denver defense this year. The second in the league overall, fourth in allowing points. That's really good. First against the pass, that's terrific. But 29th against the run. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, the news on Kayvon Webster is that he was taken back to the locker room and walked into the locker room under his own power. He is in the concussion protocol. Derek Wolf, we saw go back as well. He is back there questionable with that neck injury that's been bothering him, Al.
Thank you, Michelle. So, mixing and matching and bringing in second line guys all over the place. Safety look here on third down and 11. Smith under pressure throws, and it's caught and wrapped up. Talib is able to take care of his truck Hendrick West, and that'll make it fourth down.
Shotgun now for Carr. This is caught. It's perfect. 9 yards on the play.
Colquitt comes in to punt. This will be the first Chiefs punt of the night. Denver's already punted 4 times, and Denver will conserve some of the clock here since they'll get the ball back as they take their first timeout.
I think we just saw that there. Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
It's been announced that in the flex world that we live in, we have Green Bay and Detroit on Sunday Night Football, and that will wrap up the entire season. And what a way to do it. No matter what happens with the Lions tomorrow night in their game with the Cowboys, the winner of that game next Sunday night will win the NFC North. And of course, that will mean the home game loser could be out. But the Lions and the Packers interview next Sunday night from Motown. From the 17-yard line, making the fair catch there is Khalif Raymond. 321.
Santa Claus looks like he has white beard.
Oh, come on.
Red hat, red jacket, and he's
That's it. I even know you're nice this year.
nice. And nice. My favorite part of Christmas is eating presents.
For Christmas this year, I want the Chiefs to make the playoffs.
Of course.
I told you about those bullet flags.
Well, he got it because the Christmas present was delivered today. Pittsburgh. Before the Chiefs got into the playoffs. Christmas present that passes 5 down the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10. Poe got his hand up.
There we go. Big Don Tari Poe right there, who long as his back is feeling okay, he usually can get a little pressure in that pass rush as well when it has sacks on the year. But 7 hits on quarterbacks this season, which is the most on Kansas City. So you don't always expect your nose tackle to be able to get that kind of pressure.
And you notice how the offensive line responded. A couple went to check on the quarterback, and a couple went to the guy who hit the quarterback. No one likes to see their quarterback here.
Thomas finally gets into the game. 27-yard line in the manner of at least winding up on the board here. Thomas has caught only 2 tonight. 15 yards.
Yeah, and that's how good the corner play has been on the outside. You have 2 1,000-yard receivers on either side, and they have not been involved in the story really whatsoever. Demarius Thomas over 1,000, Emmanuel Sanders over 1,000. Pretty good stuff. Pretty key.
Come on with this extra point shit.
Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Now Oakland ready to take the field.
D4's too fast for this. You're going to leave him on the clock. He is going to catch this play.
On the quarterback.
You know, it's one of those things you're always tempted. If you can leave that far side unblocked, you can add an extra blocker, but then you take that lateral jump step. Devontae Booker and no way.
Pass rush. But maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the ball.
Let's see if they can disrupt it here.
It's taken out of bounds at the 26-yard line. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. That's a kill.
Johnny Bowers, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh shut it down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. So on that play, defense is in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense, so you've got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and
Take the reins this holiday season and get the Mercedes Benz you always wanted to read with
you have to cover. And the receivers in your
Alex,
zone
the
and crosses to
2017
another,
GLA
you got to
250 for
let your guy
$329 a
know.
month at your
They
local
got a
Mercedes-Benz
completion
dealer.
there.
Microsoft Service is used by NFL coaches and players on the sidelines of every game. And now presents the in-game adjustment of the week. The Titans host the league's third-ranked ground game, but they gained over 100 yards with their passing offense on their last 2 drives in Kansas City last week, leading the team back from a 10-point deficit to win on the game's final play. Microsoft Service, the official tablet of the NFL.
So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to zone blitz scheme.
How do you stay fresh in a world where tastes and priorities are always changing? If you're Subway, you start by removing the artificial preservatives, colors, and flavors from your food. Support hundreds of growers, including many family-run farms. Serve customers 390 million pounds of fresh veggies. Offer packaging that's better for the planet, and use your size and resources to create healthy change around the world. Because the best way to stay fresh is to never get stale.
And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just small football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop him here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. With a little bit more pressure on the big offensive line.
From our family to yours, wishing you a safe and happy holiday season.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
The world's toughest athletes are taking part in your Celebrity Apprentice, and the new boss is Puff.
Everybody's huge dolphins, big biceps, and triceps, and abdominals, the constant pow.
The new Celebrity Apprentice premieres January 2nd on NBC.
On the Toyota halftime, the Steelers beat the Ravens in the final seconds to win the AFC North. Packers Lions in the NFC North title game next Sunday night. Play the AFC and NFC playoff pictures coming up at halftime. Steve Forst again.
Just taking with us on the road.
But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have, and a pass he should have caught.
1:49 clock. Stopping for 11 seconds.
And he's going to find his way forward. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
timeouts.
On the 9th play of this drive,
So no need to necessarily hurry at this particular point as they look to pick up the first down. Sylvester Williams, so he'll come off. Moments ago, he is back in the game. It's almost picked up by Romy Macklin. Heading inside, Romy went to the outside. That would have been a big pick, third down and 8.
He's had a pick 6 this year, and Roby was all over this when Macklin coming off of his best game of the year as far as yardage is concerned, and that would have been an interesting way to go into the locker room right there, 21-17. I'm all for spreading it around, but when you get somebody who's as hot as Travis Kelce is in this game and Tyreek Hill, already Kelce is 6 for 123, over 1,000 yards this year.
Roby's at 2 interceptions, 4 catches, and both the running back 51 yards. And then Tony correction would tell us is full start or unabated to the quarterback. A little smile from Tony.
Full start, offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, third down.
One thing you cannot do is clench your hands. That is, you got to be very still as the quarterback, and give Alex Smith a little credit there, trying to pick up a cheap 5 yards. But now basically what they've done is essentially, if the Broncos can make a stop, give them one more shot at the end zone.
And it's a third down and 13.
Which is not their forte.
Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker. What a big spot here.
Oh, shame. I really don't understand. I don't understand why it does that.
Guys that are great pass rushers and also play the run. That's the reason, in my opinion, those two guys, Aaron Donald, are kind of the top candidates for Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Unbelievable Raymond and drops back to receive this punt from Toolsman.
This guy may be the fastest guy on the Denver Broncos team. So as it's starting to rain a little bit again here, there is a little magic to be had out of the Broncos special teams. May well be Khalif Raymond.
Jordan Norwood has been their main guy, but he's had fumbling issues. His run back 6 from this year. This one back, he's able to skip out of bounds inside the 35-yard line.
There's Emmanuel Sanders, who destroyed the Kansas City Chiefs the first time around tonight. They've got number 20, Steven Nelson, on him, and he's done a tremendous job. And anytime Sanders goes down the field, they've got at least 4 eyeballs on him. Maybe a little tug, a little hug as they go along.
So many years, I was convinced it was a myth. You know,
Sanders didn't like it much. But for Steven Nelson, a job well done here in this first half.
But it's true. You get to have big offensive linemen. The defensive linemen are trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him. If he gets lost,
Out of the backfield is Simeon.
in a good way for his offense, picking up big yards.
Straight drop.
What is really called an even front or an out front. And an out front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's a front defense.
Flagged out of the offensive backfield.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense number 95.
Control those guys in the middle.
This 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play and an automatic first down.
That's Chris Jones, and that is big. It takes it from the 50 down to the 35.
There he is right there. You're going to see it's a no-brainer. Nice job by Russell Okun out there. And then the shot after it's all said and done. Maybe in college. I don't even think in college you get away with that one. Well, doesn't it feel like Kansas City has so dominated this game? And if they can come away with points here, basically one-score game going into that.
They have 328 yards to Denver's 134. So that's totally tilted Kansas City's way. But Denver has one timeout, 63 seconds. Put pressure on Simeon.